friends, it is Sunday. We are at halftime of the Netherlands versus Japan match. So I didn't film anything for yesterday, and that is because we rehomed one of our dogs, and that took up a lot of my time. And then after that, we went to get a Sonic drink to kind of like cheer us up. And we rehomed Annie, and I'll put a couple pictures in here. When we first agreed to meet the people to rehome her on Friday, I was pretty upset. I love Annie. She is such a good little girl, a happy little girl. She's a hugger, like an actual hugger. She puts both of her little paws around your neck and pushes her body into you. But when we met the family, they have a little girl who's 8 years old, and it was like an instant connection. And we just had the feeling that we were doing the right thing, that this would be a home where Annie would get a lot of love and attention, and they're going to keep the name Annie, so she's still going to be Annie, Annykins, Annie Deliciousness. And so the mom has already been in contact with me a couple of times, sent me a couple of pictures. They include her daughter, so I won't put that up there because it's not me or my husband. It's someone else. So I won't put that up. But it just, with every picture, it just feels more like the right thing. And you can see the little girl is happy. Annie seems happy. And yeah, it's just, it seems the right thing to do. So with that, and then my husband was really wanting prime rib at BJ's Brewhouse, and so I missed the entire first half of, let's see, okay, I missed about 20 minutes of Brazil's match. Then I missed the entire first half of Scotland's match and the last like 10 to 15 minutes of their match. So that is a match I plan on watching as soon as I get a chance. If there's time later tonight after the 4 matches, then I will watch that match. But my husband asked the manager at BJ's, which we're really familiar with. This guy, he knows us. We know him through going there because it's one of my husband's favorite restaurants. And he put on the match on one of their TVs for us to watch. So I wasn't able to watch it with commentary. So I'm going to save the recording on my VAR. Oh man, DVR. But I hope to rewatch that with commentary, but that's not going to be a main priority because I have videos to edit that I need to get caught up on. I have the Scotland match I want to watch. But with that being said, I am going to show what I have done, go over the scores and the projects associated with them, hopefully here in this halftime. So gotta go quickly. And then I'll start a new video that will go over Sunday's matches, okay? But I want to start stitching on some of the matches from Saturday because I'm already behind. Shocking, I know. And I'm way behind on worrywworms, so. Okay. This Bloom Shirley Temple flavor is really nice. I really enjoy this one. So I'll have to buy more of that. Okay, so let's start with USA versus Paraguay. Paraguay's project is Portrait of Veronica, and I did 25 stitches. These green ones in here add up to 25. So that's what I did for Paraguay. I still have to do their one worry worm, so I cannot. Where is their worry worm yarn? Oh yeah, that's right. This is not their bag. I mean, this is the project bag, but not Paraguay's bag. So I still have to do their one worry worm. And they are this green color. So I need to find some place that I can put projects where I have to do worry worms and projects where I still have to do, and projects where I still have to do like the stitching and the worms. Jeez. Okay, we'll worry about you later. Okay, USA. Okay, I have done 83 stitches, so I still have to do 17 more because they scored 4 goals. So what I've done, focus. Okay, so blue over here, 10 stitches were already done, so I did 32. And then I picked up this white color over here, I did up there, and I've started to fill in over here. So I need to finish this row and do 4 stitches on the next row. But I had to end the thread, and then halftime came, and I was like, so I probably won't show you this again. Just know that's what's going to be done. And if I am on top of it while editing, I will try to put in that picture, but no guarantees. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside for a minute because I need to look at the book when talking about yesterday's match. I did do day 2's socks. I want to show you this now so that I can work on yesterday's goals. So this stitch marker is where I stopped, and then I did 7 rounds. So we're at 12 rounds total on the cuff. I think I will go ahead and do 3 more, and then I will start the leg. So that will put us at 15 rounds for the cuff. I think that will be a good size. So I will start working on this for Saturday's goals. Okay. As a reminder, this is the USA's yarn for worry worms, so I'll need to make 4 out of that. There was, hang on, what was my advent stitching for? Advents are for own goals. There was 1 own goal, so this is the project I will do 50 stitches on. Okay. Let's see. I have to go back in the book to the first game of the day, which was Qatar versus Switzerland, correct? Yes, correct. Okay, Qatar versus Switzerland. As a reminder, I predicted Switzerland to win this match. It instead ended in a 1-1 draw, which is a shocking result. So there were 3 yellow cards. Okay, this is the game where a penalty was scored. So Switzerland's only goal came from a penalty. So this will get their 50 stitches. Let me put this beside me so I can look through it and find the right ones. Okay, naturally I would have put it in opposite order. So that is fantastic. Okay. So let's start with Switzerland. Their yarn color is this nice red that actually it's darker than it's showing bright on. Probably this color is more like on this side with the shade is more accurate to what it actually looks like. And then the project I assigned to them is Hogsmeade at Sunset. I will try to put in a picture of what it will look like. I got this pattern off of Etsy. Anyways, this is my starting spot, and I owe it 25 stitches, which I think I can accomplish with what's on the needle right now. So that'll be good, because the less start-stopping I have to do, the better, because I am behind on where I should be. So Let's put this back in Switzerland's bag. Now, Qatar, I did not anticipate scoring a lot of goals in this tournament, so I gave them this yarn because it's close to being done. I have other yarns that if I run out of one country's color, I will sub in, but I am hoping to use as many scraps as possible to get them out of taking up space. So the project I assigned to them is Quaker Christmas 2 by Bygone Stitches, and that's because Q&Q. I am stitching this on black fabric, so it's always difficult when I choose to do this. I owe them 25 stitches as well. Here's where I'm at on it. I love how it's showing up on this black fabric. I'm going to hope that maybe this little strand here will get me the 25 stitches, but I might have to put on another strand. It has been a long time since I've worked on this project. And this is in a project bag that I made myself. I'd like to make more project bags. I just don't really have room right now to bring out my sewing machine. So this is the fabric I used. And then I attached these name tag ones so that I could know what project was in there, which I personally think was a really smart idea. Tooting my own horn here. Oh, the match is going to start back up in a minute. We must rush. Okay. The next match was Brazil versus Morocco. I predicted a Brazil win with a 4-3 score line. It ended in a 1-1 draw. So that was that. There were only 2 yellow cards in this match, which is really good. And each team scored their goals in the first half. So, let's see. Brazil and Morocco. Here we go. Let's start with Morocco. They are also a very pretty, I wonder if this is the same red actually. It could be. It could be. Because I threw away all the labels. And the project I assigned to Morocco was Merry and Bright from Frosted Pumpkin because it started with an M and so does Morocco. So I owe it 25 stitches. I am not confident this will get me 25, but hopefully. And I'll just continue in the snow down here. They've kicked off the second half, so I'm going to just glance over there occasionally. But I want to get this done. Okay, Brazil. They are this pretty green because there's a lot of green on their flag, so I wanted to give them a green yarn. This is actually one of the newest colors to my collection. I ordered it a couple of weeks ago, or actually like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, because it was a color I didn't actually have. So, yeah. And I don't have a lot of green options. Okay, I gave them a project from Forbidden Fibers, Biscayas War College. I need to find my pattern for this one, but whatever. Here is my start on the project. So got a dragon started over here, and then I'm working on the words. So I think that's, I can do 25 stitches over here. I will need to look up and see like what the pattern says to make sure, but yeah. So that is Brazil. And it came with this nice bag. Carrie is the one who introduced me to Forbidden Fibers, and I'm now obsessed with them. They do both yarn as well as cross stitch, and they hand dye fabric, hand dye yarn, hand dye thread, like cross stitching thread. So like all the colors in this is dyed by them. So I really like that about them. Okay, that brings us to our next two matches. Oops, no. Okay, Haiti versus Scotland. I predicted a Scotland win. I said it would end 2-1. It ended 1-0. So the differential I had right, but not the actual score line. So Haiti's project is not going to get stitched on, but I'm going to show you what it is anyway. Oh my gosh, I did not put in a yarn in here for Haiti, so I'm going to have to go find a yarn for them. It won't matter for this game, but I need to do that. So as soon as I finish here, I will just open up my Worry Worm tub and pull out a yarn from there. Okay, so, I assigned them my house's calendar. I'm still in January. Unfortunately, it will not get any progress today, but it is what it is. You got to score to get stitches. And I picked this project because Haiti house both start with an H. Let me put this up here to remind myself to get a yarn for them. Scotland is a new start. So I wanted a blue yarn. This is not the bluest of blue yarns, but it is what it is. It is still in the blue family. So that's their yarn. It'll get 2 Worry Worms. And then they have a new start. And that is Highland Cow. And that's because of the Scottish Highlands. I wish it wasn't glaring off of this. I'll try to insert a picture while editing. No promises because I am behind, so I'm going to try to do things as quickly as possible. But anyways, okay, so that's Scotland. They'll get 50 stitches to start it off with because they scored 2 goals. Good job, Scotland. Which brings us to our final match, Australia versus Turkey. Now, I predicted a Turkey win with a scoreline of 3-1. Could not be more wrong. Could not be more happy about that. Something just happened in the match. Okay, anyways. Hang on, I'm going to pause it so that I'll be just a few minutes off. Sorry about this, you guys. Pause, I said. Okay. Okay, final match. So, Australia won 2-0, and I was shocked and delighted because I like Australia is such an underdog, in my opinion. Like, they're more of a rugby nation than a soccer nation. And so it's cool when they come and have results like this. Sorry, in the Haiti-Scotland match, there was 4 yellow cards. Scotland got 3. 2 of them were in the added extra time after like the 90 minutes had been played. I think they were just desperately hoping to hold on to that 1-0 lead. I wasn't watching at that point, so I can't say that for sure, but like at that point to give up a goal would be to give up 2 points. And so I think they just dug in. But again, I haven't watched that, so that's pure conjecture. Amy, you can tell me in the comments below if I'm right about that or not. Anyway, So, Turkey, they got a pink yarn because their flag is mainly red, and pink, I think, is in the red family because, you know, it's just red and white. So I didn't always think through what countries got the colors they did, but I know I did on that one. And the project I assigned them was the Nativity Tiny Town. I had so hoped to work on this one. Why did I assign this one? I think it's because in my head, I was thinking about the 3 wise men coming from like the Middle Eastern area, and somehow that got to Turkey. Don't come at me in the comments, okay? I'm not prepared for that. It has the, I also desperately wanted to stick this one in. I think Turkey is one of the countries I changed their project just to fit this in. I think I was going to do Tea with Jane, but then I put this one in. So tiny, tiny start. And this is because it is a victim of the fact that I do Vlogmas and never have time to actually cross stitch during it. So it will not be getting stitches tonight. Apparently, it is determined to just foil us at every turn. So sorry, Turkey. You will be going back in the tub for not getting anything. I'll put you up here actually because I need to put you away. Okay, which brings us to Australia and the project I did not actually want to work on, even though I wanted Australia to win. And that's because I have such a love-hate relationship with this project. It is a whole lot of latte. It is a stiff Aida fabric that is black, and it's not very pleasant to work with. Here is where I am at. So I'm working at this cup, and don't even ask me how long I have been working on this project. It's at least a decade. But, I mean, I think it looks awesome. That looks so good. But, it is such a pain in the butt to work on. I'm not convinced I'm going to put the words a whole lot of latte on there because, in my opinion, it could be teacups. And I am a big fan of tea. I think even, yeah, my needle minder says I love tea. Or I heart tea or something like, yeah, I heart tea. Okay, and the yarn that I gave, because their flag has a nice dark blue background, I gave them a nice dark blue yarn. So 2 worry worms, 50 stitches. We will do that. And that brings us to the end. Oh, there was 1 yellow card. So that brings us to the end of that wrap up. I already put on the board the Germany Haiti scores, so I will try my best to tell you what needs to be done. Yellow cards. I need to do 25 because I have not done from any of the days. And there was no yellow cards, spoiler alert, in the Germany game. So that is the accurate number that needs to be stitched for up to the end of yesterday. I do need to do, I still need to do for the own goal and for the penalty. Oh, penalty goals are on Snape's library. I didn't bring that to show you guys, but I'll show it to you when I do an update on that. I need to do 15 round. Spoiler alert. Oops. Do the math. I need to do 7 rounds on the socks. 70 minutes of reading. If you want to do the math to figure out Germany's score on that one. Or the score of the game. I got 1 prediction right, so I need to do 1 round on my blanket. Another, I still owe 3 rounds now on my sister's project. I need to do also my crochet project, 7 rounds. And I need to do 2 more chapters in my physical book because I still owe a chapter for a correct prediction, and then yesterday's 1 correct prediction out of 4. Oof, abysmal. Yep. So, yeah, that's what I need to do. I am going to stop now and get back to the game, but this is the only update for Saturday. I might put Saturday and Sunday's videos together. We will see. So now I can start working on those projects. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.